Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Roy, one half of the Combat Sport Guys, coming back to you with another UFC quick pick video, this time in the form of UFC 104 Vegas. Roman Dolidze takes on Marvin Vettori for the second time in their career. They initially met in 2023, where Marvin Vettori was successful in pulling out the W. Before we get into this breakdown, this quick pick breakdown, make sure you check our long form video, which is in the link in the description below. Make sure you check out our X. We will be dropping our bets, our parlays, our money lines. We absolutely smashed it for UFC 313. We gave you 11 out of 13 bets, which hit. We gave you prop bets at plus money. Make sure you check out that recap. Make sure you follow us on X, and let's continue to keep the ball rolling for this card. A lot of people are giving this card crap. I actually like it. I actually think there's a lot of underrated bangers on this card, and we'll get into it. Kicking off the card, we have Carly Judice taking on Unessi Dubin. Now, they have Unessi as a dog, and it's understandably so. She hasn't been tested at this level. We haven't seen her taken into deep waters. We don't know what her full arsenal entails. But with that being said, watching her defeat Shannon Clark in the way that she did was extremely impressive, especially being the plus 800 underdog. I think she's like a little wrecking ball. She has those nice overhooks. She gets into the pocket. She has a lot of power behind her strikes. And she's going up against somebody in Carly Judice who does absorb a lot of strikes. And I think the differentiating factor here is the power. If Dubin is able to be effective and be precise and be technical with her strikes, she could have a lot of success. Now, when you look at the side of Judice, she's a southpaw. She has that background in Muay Thai. If she's able to get in the clinch, take away that power, take away that striking prowess, engage in trips, take her down, test her grappling, she could pull away with this one. But seeing Dubin here at dog money at this value, I'm gonna rock with Dubin to get this done. I think she's gonna punch her lights out. So give me Dubin to win via knockout inside the distance. I'm saying in the second round, she's going to catch her with the counter. She's going to hit her because that striking defense isn't the best from Carly Judice. Moving on here, we have another women's bout. And these odds are a bit wide, but I think that the fight is a lot closer than what the odds are making it to be. We have Josiane Nunez taking on Priscilla Cachoeira. Now, Josiane Nunez, she's small, she's compact. You know, if I had to compare her to somebody, think of Bruno Ferreira last week, right? She's shorter in the division, but she has that reach. She throws those overhands, those hooks. She's a forward pressure striker, and I think Cachoeira is the same, right? Her striking isn't as technical, isn't as good as Nunez's, but she can stand and bang there. The issue, though, as well, is that she has poor striking defense, similar to Carly Judice. She does get hit, but she is a brawler. She's not afraid to engage in a fight. She does have some quit in her, but I think this fight literally comes down to who's the more aggressive fighter, and I think Nunez is going to be the primary aggressor in this fight. So give me Josiane Nunez to be victorious. Next up, we have some flyweights. Andre Lima, the undefeated Andre Lima at 10-0, the bite bonus Andre Lima, who, you know, immediately after getting bitten, got the bonus from Dana White, got it tattooed on his arm, is taking on Daniel Barras. Now, when you look at Daniel Barras, he's a nice striker. He has that boxing background. He's aggressive. He's durable. He has the power. We have seen him get submitted in the past. We have seen him get knocked out as well. Yeah, on the regional scene, we have seen him get knocked out. And in the UFC, in his debut, we did see him get submitted by Rafael Filho. So you look at an individual like Andre Lima, he has the kickboxing background, he has the Muay Thai, he has the nice striking, the kicks. And in his last fight against Felipe Dos Santos, he really demonstrated his jiu-jitsu and how well he is on the ground. And one of the things he said in his post-fight interview is that he wanted to showcase that he's a well-rounded MMA fighter, and he was in pursuit of that submission. He was looking for that submission. He had 2 submission attempts. He was unsuccessful. And I think in this fight, he's going to do more of the same. I think what he's going to do is he's going to engage in the striking, bring this fight to the ground. He's going to look for that submission because we have seen Daniel Barras get submitted in the past, and I think he's going to get the submission. I looked at the submission prop. It's a bit DGen-y. It's at plus 650, but I'm confident that he possibly can get it. If not, I see him winning a decision victory here, but be on the lookout for that submission. I think he's going to go back to the jiu-jitsu in this fight and get what he couldn't get done with Felipe Dos Santos up against Daniel Barras. So give me Andre Lima, the bite bonus, to get it done in this fight. Next up, we have another women's bout in Sam Hughes taking on Stephanie Luciano. Now, Sam Hughes is the underdog. She has been the underdog in a lot of her fights. She was the underdog up against Victoria Dudakova, where she pulled out to be victorious. So if you're on the side of Sam Hughes, she is a gritty dog. She does have the pace. She's durable. She doesn't give up. But I think in order for Stephanie Luciano, who is the better striker of the two, to be successful is to not fight going backwards. Do not let Sam Hughes push the pace. You need to get out there. You need to push the pace. You need to get in her face. You need to have that striking output and have that output throughout the 3 rounds, and you will be victorious. I think based on the striking alone, and I think her takedown defense isn't as bad. We saw her do well up against Talita Alencar. We saw her hold her own on the ground. So I don't think if this fight goes to the ground, she's going to get completely mauled and completely controlled. I think she does have the ability to scramble, bring this fight back up to its feet, where she can be victorious in these striking exchanges. The only thing is, though, she cannot allow Sam Hughes to push the pace and have her fighting backwards. She needs to be the aggressor. So with that said, I'm going to give Stephanie Luciano to win this fight. Moving on here, next up, we have the debuting Josias Musasa taking on the veteran in Carlos Vera. Now, Josias Musasa, he has that nice technical striking with the real knockout power. 7 of his 8 wins come via knockout, with his last win being a decision win. He's going up against Carlos Vera, who does have the dangerous Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the dangerous submission game. He isn't quite the offensive grappler, though, so I don't see him level changing, shooting for takedowns. If this fight does, however, manage to get to the ground, I do trust in Josias Musasa to bring it back up to its feet, where he will excel. With that being said, if Josias Musasa is caught on the ground, there is the potential for Carlos Vera to pull out because he's crafty on the ground. He can find a submission, but I don't think it's going to get to there because his offensive grappling isn't that good. So with that being said, I think Josias Musasa is going to get this done. I like what I see. I like his striking technique. I like his output, his volume, and his pace. So give me Josias Musasa to be victorious in his debut and to remain undefeated up against the veteran in Carlos Vera. You got to be careful if it gets down to the ground. Get back on your feet, man. Su Young Yu taking on AJ Cunningham. My biggest issue with this fight is that AJ Cunningham is cutting all the way down to 135. How is he going to look? Is he going to be able to make weight? You know, he took his last fight on a day notice, I believe, up against Ludovic Klein, where he got KO'd. That was a day notice, and he was still willing to get that fight in. That weight cut is no joke. And, you know, he's going up against an individual in Su Young Woo where, yeah, he does give up some size. He does give up some reach. You know, he gives up 4 inches of height and 6 inches of reach. But I don't think that's an issue. I think he's going to be able to stand with him on the feet and level change and secure those takedowns. I do think he is more than likely going to bring this fight to the ground and control him and win via that route. So give me Su Young Yu to pull victorious. If this fight was at 145 or closer to 155, I'd lean towards picking AJ Cunningham, but that's a big cut for him to make. So I'm interested to see how he looks here, but I'm going to go with Su Young Yu to control him on the ground, secure takedowns, and win via that way. So give me Su Young Yu to be victorious in this fight. Next up, we have Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann is moving up to heavyweight. A lot of questions surrounding how's he going to look, how's his cardio going to look, how's his power going to look. Waldo Cortez Acosta is used to being the faster fighter up in his matchups, but he's going up against an individual who's going to be faster than him, in my opinion. I think Ryan Spann, when he does have those flashes of greatness, he's really good. He has a submission threat. He has a knockout power. It's just that he's very inconsistent. But I'm going to lean towards picking Ryan Spann in this fight. I think, you know, watching Waldo Cortez Acosta take that onslaught from Robelis Hussein and then mix in and switch in the wrestling, which is something he doesn't really do. He adapted on the fly. I think if that happens here in the first round up against Ryan Spann is no joke on the ground. He's able to scramble. He can find a submission. He can bring the fight back up to his feet. It's just that cardio, right? If I'm on the Waldo Cortez side, you want to drag this fight out. Utilize your jab, utilize your combinations, you know, pick him apart from the outside and then slowly creep in as you see him wither away. But I'm going to rock with Ryan Spann in this fight. I like him as a dog here. I think he gets it done. I'm not too impressed at Waldo Cortez Acosta style. In my opinion, I've been fading him for a while, so I'm going to fade him again in this fight. So give me Ryan Spann to be victorious. Kicking off the main card, we have Kevin Vallejos taking on Sung Woo Choi, the veteran. Now, Sung Woo Choi has fought the better competition, but as of late, he has shown vulnerability with people who apply the pressure, push the pace, and close the distance. And that's exactly what Kevin Vallejo brings. He gets into the pocket, he rips shots to the body, finishing at the head. He has good boxing combinations. And I think he's going to be the one pushing the pace here. He's going to be the aggressor. He's going to be the one in pursuit of that finish. And I think Kevin Vallejos gets it done here within the distance. He's going to have a great performance here, and he's going to be victorious in his UFC debut. So give me Kevin Vallejos to beat Sung Woo Choi within the distance. Moving on here, we have another debutant in DR Nergaze taking on Bretson Hibero. Now, Bretson Hibero, he got his first UFC victory up against Kai Machado in a split decision where you could argue it could have gone either way, but he's an aggressive forward pressure striker, whereas DR Nergaze is more methodical. He gets his reads in and then he slowly cooks. He can finish you on the ground. He could finish you standing. And I think this fight's going to play out in the way that I see this fight playing out is that Brenton Hibero is going to come out. He's going to land some bombs on a nervous DR Nergaze, stun him, wake him up a bit. And then in the second round, we're going to see Nergaze wake up a little bit. Now, I haven't looked at the props for this fight, but I would be intrigued to see what the over is. Maybe the 1.5, if it's juiced a little, if it's at plus money, I will bet that because I think it's going to take some time for DR to get cooking. But I do have him winning this fight. So give me DR to pull victorious. I think he's the more technical striker. He's the more patient striker, the more methodical striker. And I think he has the cardio. I think he has the pace. I think he has the output to stand with Bretson Hibero, who's a bit of a wildcat. Now, if I'm Bretson Hibero, I got to be careful because starting off so aggressive can leave you open to counter. So keep an eye on that. Next up, we have Damon Blackshear taking on Cody Gibson. Blackshear is a submission threat, whereas Cody Gibson he's a pressure wrestler, right? He could also stand stand and bang on the feet. I think Blackshear though is the overall better fighter, and I do agree with these odds. I think Blackshear is gonna get it done. Does he get it done via KO? Does he get it done via submission? It's a toss up. I would bet for him to get it done within the distance. So give me Damon Blackshear to pull out victorious. Next up, we have a banger of a fight, in my opinion. We have Alexander Hernandez taking on Kurt Holloway. Hernandez is the favorite, and I know a lot of people are against Hernandez because he has been very inconsistent. He has been disappointing in the past, but some things I want you to consider is that he's at a new gym, right? After suffering that KO loss, he went to a new gym. He pulled out a split decision win up against Austin Hubbard, and at 155, I think he looks a lot better. He looks more comfortable. He's going up against an individual, Kurt Holloway, who likes to push the pace. He likes to get in your face. He's a forward pressure striker who attacks the body really well, and he's going to do that for all 3 rounds. The issue with Hernandez is that he's very, very inconsistent. If I'm Hernandez, I'm going to incorporate the wrestling in this fight. You have the wrestling background. Finish the rounds on the mat. We've seen how Kurt Holloway looked up against Trey Ogden, right? So if I'm Alexander Hernandez, I'm going to stand up with him on the feet, throw those leg kicks to the body, not let him close the distance, do not fight backwards, stand in the middle, keep the fight in the center of the octagon, and then level change as the round nears and secure those takedowns. I do think Alex Hernandez does pull it out here. I do like him here. But I'm not mad if you're going with Kurt Holloway as a dog because I do think he's a solid dog on this card, but I think Hernandez gets it done. Give me youth for this fight. All right, we got our co-main. We got Elizeu Zaleski taking on Chidi Njokuani. Now, this is another dog that a lot of people are big on because Chidi Njokuani is a rangy striker, right? If I'm Njokuani, I'm going to keep this fight at range. I'm not going to allow Zaleski to close the distance. I'm not going to allow him to take me down. I'm going to keep this fight standing, and I'm going to maintain a certain pace where I don't gas and I don't get tired. But if I'm Elizeu Zaleski, I'm going to incorporate the wrestling. I think that's the differentiating factor in this fight. Zaleski is dangerous on the feet. He's also dangerous on the ground. He throws nice spinning kicks. He throws nice combinations. And I think in Njokuani, we have seen him get beat in the past where he's taken down, where he's gotten tired in later rounds. And I think that's going to happen here. If Zaleski does incorporate a grappling heavy game plan, I think he's going to pull victorious here. I think he's going to get Njokuani tired. And I think he's going to just outwork him and outdog him. So I do agree with these odds. Give me Zaleski to win. I have Zaleski to win via decision. We'll move on to our main event where Roman Dolidze is taking on Marvin Vettori. Vettori's last fight was against Jared Cannonier, where he did take some punishment. He's been out for about 2 years, whereas Roman Dolidze has been active. We saw him move up to light heavyweight to challenge Anthony Smith. I get it, it's Anthony Smith. But he was victorious. He secured some takedowns. He stood on the feet with him. Then he dropped back down where he beat Kevin Holland. Again, Kevin Holland, very inconsistent. I think he shouldn't be in middleweight. He should move down to welter, but that's just me. Now he's facing Marvin Vettori, who has been out of the octagon. Rumors are flying that he's possibly injured. I think Roman Dolidze does take it in this fight. If you watch their first fight, there was rarely any takedowns attempted. There was, I believe, 2 or 3 and none secured. And it was mainly a striking fight where Marvin Vettori did get hit a few times early in that fight. I think Roman Dolidze understands that it is a 5-round fight. A lot of people are questioning his cardio. I think he knows what's at stake here. He's been active. He has the tools to beat Marvin Vettori. Now, Marvin Vettori has that wrestling background too, so if Roman Dolidze is able to shoot more takedowns, secure more takedowns, and kind of pace himself and not throw so much heavy strikes, I think he can get it done here. I like Dolidze as a dog. I'm going to pick Dolidze to be victorious in the rematch. So there you have it. That's the quick pick video. Make sure you hit the like. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you show some love. Look at our long form discussion below where me and the floor price guy talk about the fights. We were on opposing ends for a lot of these fights. Find out why. Tap into X to watch our bets, and hopefully we make some money this weekend. Peace out. Love what you love. Do what you do. Late. Thank you for sticking around. I want to just quickly shout out the JRNE, who has been supporting the show with merchandise, with hats, all the way from Brazil. Who is the JRNE? They're an American-based company partnered with Altai, a top-tier Brazilian streetwear brand. This strategic collaboration helps Altai expand beyond Brazil using American logistics to scale their global reach. Why Altai? Well, since 2016, Altai has worked with some notable global brands: Nike, Heineken, Jameson, Lollapalooza, Patagonia, and more, proving their excellence in quality and innovation. What the JRNE offers: premium fabrics, competitive pricing, low minimum orders, and top-tier customer service. And a bonus, their referral program lets you earn 25% of the profits plus free merch. No restrictions, no exclusivity, open to all. Are you ready to take your brand's apparel to the next level? Connect with the JRNE today and start creating custom high-quality gear. Their contact info is in the link below. Make sure you check them out, show some love, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.